Okay, you guys, this is the generator running with the door closed, and this is as quiet as we could get it. And if you can hear, it's pretty loud. But in its defense, it's not too bad when you're a little bit more of a distance away. Like from here, it's not bad. Not too bad, I hope. I just hope we don't have any neighbors that are right next to us, or we're going to be very obnoxious. Like, oh my gosh, that's... Maybe on the other side of it, it's better. Like, of course, the further away you are from it, the better it is. I mean, like any noise. But right up at it, it's pretty loud. We're probably going to have to get a newer generator one day. They're just so expensive, so I don't see that happening anytime soon, especially since it's working. Steven did do some more work to it because it was doing like a bad surge, but he did some more work on it and he got that fixed. And then he did do some more work to this AC. He got the filters cleaned and he had to do some other little things to it. What else did you have to do to the AC?
Wash the condenser evaporator out.
Okay.
Clean the filter on the inside.
And then what exactly?
Fix all the wiring.
And then what exactly did you do to the generator? I told them there was a surge, a real bad surge,
Just
and then
on the governors.
yeah, and that got that fixed.
Yep.
So yeah, and like I told y'all, he put a muffler on it and a resonator or whatever. So we got it as quiet as it'll possibly go. And like if you can hear from inside, it's not too bad. It's loud though. I can't imagine one being any louder than that. That's pretty loud. It's like even vibrating in here. But the AC is fully working. The AC works great. We have it on right now and it's blowing out really cold air. So love that. At least they're working. The generator is working. The AC is working. So I'm glad about that. But I cannot see this being our long time use generator. Like that is just... That's ridiculously loud and obnoxious, especially if we plan on staying in campgrounds a lot, like, and I do plan on staying on there as much, if not more, than boondocking, and I don't want to be the obnoxious neighbor that they might even almost have to, like, you know, kick us out or something, because that'd be way too loud. So, but anyways, at least we have a generator and it's working for now, and maybe one day down the road we'll get a newer one that's quieter, but like I said, they're just so expensive that might have to be on down the road. Okay, y'all, so I forgot to mention too that not only is the generator pretty loud, but there's also a pretty bad backfire that it does. Steven says he thinks he can prevent the backfire from just turning it off from the outside instead of just flipping the switch from the inside. But he said, I didn't hear it, but he said it was, I mean, it sounded like a gunshot. So, I don't know. I hate to be negative. I think Steven really, really wants this generator to be the one we use for it because, I mean, it works. And they're just so expensive. But I'm not happy with how loud it is. I need one to be a lot quieter than that. I hate being that person that just stands out in the crowd, and I feel like this would stand out in a campground and we would be the obnoxious people. I don't know. Y'all let me know from hearing the video. Am I overreacting? Like, is this about the normal volume for a generator? I haven't done enough camping to know. It just seems like it's really loud to me. But yeah, at least it's working. I am just super, super glad and grateful for all the work Steven has done to it to get it working. So we do have a working generator and a working AC. So I am very, very grateful for that. And yeah, we're getting closer to our trip. Steven's gonna go on a short trip soon with this RV. Him and a few of his friends, they're doing like a one-night trip to a big motorcycling event, especially since I don't think I ever told y'all details, but we're not doing the Ohio trip this year. So I told y'all that that Ohio trip is usually a yearly trip for us, and we've done it for many years. That was the trip we did last year. That was the first trip we did in this RV. Well, we're not going to do that this year. All of us kind of decided on that. I think one of our friends is still going, but a lot of us decided, like, especially with people's jobs, and you can only get a certain amount of vacation time each year, like, you know, we just feel like we've done that trip a lot and we kind of just want to go to other places. But the guys do still want to hang out and do motorcycling together, so they're going to go on this short one-night trip to Kentucky. It's like a big dual sport ride on their dual sport motorcycles. It's this huge, like over 100-mile thing, and it's like tough terrain. It's like it takes them all day to ride it, and it's this huge event that a ton of people show up for. And so they're going to be taking this RV to that, and that's coming up pretty soon. I think it's in the next month, in like May. So I'm excited that we've got all this working for them. They might not even use a lot of this, but if they do, like, it's ready for them to use if they want it. Like the fridge and the AC and the generator, they'll have all of those things at the ready if they want to use it. So yeah, again, I'm just really, really glad and thankful to Steven that he did do all that work to get it to working. So we at least do have all of these things right now. Okay, and another thing I forgot to mention to y'all that Steven worked on this week, him and his brother, they spent all day Monday working on this. And Steven still has just a little bit left to do, but explain to everyone what all you and your brother Eddie did here.
We cut all the original hitch out because it was really thin metal and wasn't very strong, and we welded in 3-inch C-channel. We ran it all the way up to the chassis rails and welded it in. Welded all these supports in, and I still have to weld the receiver hitch on. I hadn't welded it yet, but that's where it's going to go. But yeah, it's just probably 10 times stronger than what the original setup was, because we needed a lot more tongue weight capacity, because we're going to be using a motorcycle carrier.
Yeah.
And so we needed it to support all the load of the motorcycle and the weight of the carrier. So this is as strong as you could possibly get it.
Nice. Cool,
Still
cool.
gotta paint everything once we get it all welded up, but yep, we're about done with it.
But that's awesome. That took a lot of work, didn't it, y'all?
Oh yeah.
Y'all worked on it all day Monday.
Yep.
So cool. Another thing done. That's the one thing we really wanted to get done before our trip, so we could possibly haul around our motorcycle without having to use a trailer. And this just is a whole lot more sturdy, and yeah, love that. That's awesome. I mean, the more I'm thinking about it, you guys, with the generator, I think I might be overreacting a little bit, because if y'all could tell in that video clip too, it was only really loud if you were right at it, and hopefully we'll never be that close to our neighbors. But I remember, like, our Ohio trip that I was telling y'all about. I remember this one guy, he had a pretty loud generator, and he ran it all night long. I remember some of our friends getting so annoyed, and they couldn't believe that he ran that loud generator all night long. Now, me and Steven don't ever plan on doing that. Like, we plan on only having the generator on during the day, and maybe up to going to bed, like just to get it cooled down, and then we'll turn it on like in the morning to get us cooled off in the morning. But I think only in like the worst case scenarios would we have the generator running the AC all night long. Like, I don't see us doing that often. Like, we will, like our Ohio trip we just did, we didn't really need the AC at night. Like, with all the windows in here, there's like windows on every wall in here, and like ceiling vents and everything like that. Like, with all of that, we had great cross ventilation and breezes, and only in the worst scenarios would we need AC. And even then, like I said, we could just use the AC to get it cooled down in here, and then hopefully with insulation and everything, it would stay cool through the night. And we wouldn't have to run the generator all night long. So I don't know. We'll just have to, you know, trial and error. We'll just have to use it for a while and see. I'm just so paranoid about, I just really do not want to be the annoying person with the loud generator. Lady. Are you getting warm, Lady Boo Boo? No, not warm. Are you getting cool? You getting cooled off? Yeah. You're so pretty. I love her. So we have the AC on right now. That's the noise you're hearing. Me and Lady are getting cooled off. We also just kind of want to test and see how long it's going to take to cool off this RV. There's no shade around us. We're directly in the sun. So I do just want to see how this AC is going to work. It is very cool. Like, when you put your hand to it, a lot of cool air is coming out of it. Especially since Steven cleaned and worked on everything. It should be in top shape now. So we're just curious to see how long it would take to cool off this RV. I mean, it does especially help that it's a small rig. It's not a huge amount of space for it to have to cool off. So yeah, that's what we're doing right now, is me and Lady are getting cooled off in here. It's already feeling really cool in here. Like, there's a huge difference in here from outside. Like, it's working great. I love it. And I mean, it hasn't been hardly any time at all, and it's already a difference. I can tell a difference already. Okay, y'all, so it is getting really cool in here now. We put up the window thing up there that like reflects the sun, and it just, shade, and we've got all the curtains closed and everything, and it is really feeling cool in here thanks to this AC. We're just heavily testing it out, and it is working great. And little Lady is just making herself at home. She is loving it. She's just been sitting here up. I think it's going to be hard to get her out of here. She is loving it. Sweet lady. You're so pretty. But we are, you guys, we are eventually one day, me and Steven were just talking about it, we're thinking about getting those heavy duty window coverings that are like insulation. They block the sun, reflect the sun, and then they also are just like thick insulation. So that would also really, really help get it cool in here and stay cool. These curtains are just, they were cheap, and they were just for the meantime. They're better than nothing. And they're pretty, and but whenever we do get the window coverings, we might just get rid of these. But yeah, that'll be on down the line, because we don't really need that right now, but we are talking about getting those one day down the line. Okay, you guys, this is the what used to be the vent piece that I told y'all in the last video that we're keeping, because we do need to access this whenever we get rid of if we ever do get rid of this fridge, right?
Yeah.
We needed to keep this door because of that. But Steven just put on the back. Go ahead and show them the back, Steven. This is what I told y'all he was going to add, and he just did that. To just because we don't really need these vents. We don't need these slits.
Residential fridge vents from the inside.
Yeah. So we do not need these, because that's how a lot of wasp nests and probably water and all kinds of stuff was getting in, was those big slits.
I'll take some silicone and seal it up on the back side.
Yep. So that's what he's about to do now. So thank you, Steven, for showing us. That's pretty cool.